Right, I've brought my sketch into the studio from the one we did on site at Buxton Mill. A little tip here is with our English weather, it's not a bad idea to get a quick reference with sketches on site in case there's a turn in the weather, and then you've got some reference, and at least you can pop back to your studio and finish off, and you've got reference points. So here we go now. We've got our sketch onto our big piece of watercolour paper, and what I'd like to do is start with the sky. Just let's level up this sky, put a bit of light into this sky. And in this occasion, the light will be coming from top right. Touch of raw sienna into there. Then we can use our French Ultra in amongst it all. That's what I love about doing skies. You never really know what you're going to get. And as we're coming down towards the bottom of the sky, a touch of alizarin in that will help us with the recession. Straight down to the bottom. And of course I've got some strong mix there, which you can put some darker tones in the top here. And we're doing water on this section, so what's happening in the sky is happening in the water as well. So we need to transfer some of these colours into our water. And there's water at the front of the mill there. A touch of French Ultra into there, just to indicate some of the tones that are in the sky, and a little bit of that heavy cloud colour on the top. Well, the sky is completely dry now, so what I'd like to do before we're going any further is I've got a white expanse in front, which is Meadow. So I'm going to put a base coat on the Meadow just to lose the whiteness on this. And I've mixed some cadmium yellow and a touch of Windsor Blue red shade into it, just to give me a base coat. It's quite a lovely colour for the summer greens and that. Right, that's killed the foreground. I think what we'll do now is tackle some of the distant trees, and for this what I'd like to do is use a more bluey green to put some smaller trees in the background. I'm going to use some of the cloud colour stuff. That is the French Ultramarine and Burnt Umber there, with just a touch of raw sienna into it to give it a touch of green. But it will still be a subdued green, a background green if you like. And then we can put another one closer to us. There's one in front of that which will be a little bit warmer, so we can use a touch of cadmium into that, and using the darker blues that we've got already, it will bring it forward, but not really well forward, so it's to be a mid-distance tree if you wish. So that gives us another value, another tone of green. We've got like a bluey green in the background and then a mid-green coming further forward. I think what we'll tackle now is some of these foreground trees in front of the mill, and varying the greens using the cadmiums. There's cadmium yellow there and a touch of French Ultra on this first one. And it's pretty dry, this mix, so we can sort of use a scrubbing effect on this. I'll leave that one for now. And I think while I'm working around that area, I think I'll put the bridge in as well. The bridge is a light red base colour. It's a brick bridge, so we can mix a mix of light red there. And just put a flat tone on the bridge to start with. One thing you need to think about though when you're painting the bridge is that you'll certainly see a reflected part of it into the water here. We can put darker tones. I want to put some darks in from these cloud colours into this bridge while it's still wet, just to give it a sort of a worn look. Suggest one or two bricks in there, and it doesn't look too new then. But one or two touches of stronger red in there as well to mix up the colours. Leave that bridge part to dry, work on something else while that's drying before we put the arches under the bridge. So now I've put that in, we've got a sense of some movement there with the bridge. It's starting to balance against the greens. We can put some of these other trees in as well. So the Copper Beech one is this small one here. And I think if we just pop that in there, just sweep it in with the side of your brush. And bear in mind that you're going to put some darks on the underside of this, again, against the light. That's quite nice, and we'll drop some darks into there on the shadow side. And of course, it's showing near the water, so we're going to get some of these colours into here, aren't we? And it's quite a large tree, so we need to sort of really give it some shape as it's coming down here, this. So really sweep your brush in as you're painting. And don't forget, we're going to put some darks into this as well. So this is the first coat, if you like. Start with some stronger greens now for the shadow area. I'm going in with the Payne's Grey and the Cadmium Yellow to give me some shadowy greens as well on the shadow side. And we need to put some kind of a tree trunk in there now to hang it to the ground. So I'm mixing some French ultramarine and burnt umber to get a nice juicy dark. And this tree trunk really was dark on this one, and quite a girth on it. There's a nice small tree to its right there. We can pop that in. I'll use a bit smaller brush, number 6 for this one. Just pop that one in there. So we've got this big one, the small one, the mid-range ones. We need to tattle those few there. And it's a similar treatment because the greens about this time of the year are pretty standard stuff. And you can get some lovely, they get the summer greens. This is what's nice about it. So we can put, there's one coming in here. One or two darks in the bottom of it. Give it shape. Using the same darks I used for the big tree. At the foot of the bridge, there's bits of bushes and things like that, which is need popping in because that gives you a little bit of, links the bridge to the river bank. And we'll pop these in with a variety of greens. We need to do a dark tone for the underside of the bridges. That is, I'm still using the French Ultra and the burnt umber, and we'll paint these dark tones in here. I think what we can do now is start looking at painting the roofs of the mill. And for this I want to use a light red colour. And I'll probably drop in some touches of French ultramarine as I'm going along to give it a bit of age. So we'll start with this one here. This is number 6 brush I'm using, by the way.